Hi, this is Keith. I'm with EveningsHadowsTarot.com. I do readings. I do readings for the public. I also have a web page, and it's called EveningsHadowsTarot.com. It's below this video. And sometimes I ask clients if I can use their reading to show you what I do. And some say no, and some say as long as you use somebody else's name and only use the first name, I don't mind you sharing. This is an unusual reading for me, and I've never done anything like it before. And I know a little bit about it, but I don't know a whole lot about it, and it concerns flying and with a paramotor. And you strap this paramotor on your back, and it has a propeller on it, and you have a wing that goes up in the air. You probably know more about it than I do. And you run, and it takes off, and it takes you up in there. And I have watched YouTubes on it, and it just takes my breath away. I just think it's a wonderful thing. And I have a couple that I have one son, and they're friends of mine. And he is throwing a fit for this. Now he's 18, and this is all he talks about. And they are terrified to fall out of the sky. And I understand about that fear. You always fear that your child might get hurt. So I understand that. But they said, have Keith do a reading, and whatever the cards tell us is what we will do. And the mother, when she was telling me this, was giving me a stern look, and I knew she was saying, those cards better say he can't fly. But she agreed that whatever the cards said is what they'll do. And I said, I don't know what the cards will tell him. Maybe they will say, don't do it. But we'll see exactly what they say. And we'll see what Mikey should do. And I have to admit, I have watched a lot of it, and it takes my breath away. And I have thought, if I were young, would I like to do that? And yes, I would. I would hope I would get brave enough. It just looks fascinating to me. I always wanted to fly when I was young. And I was about 10, and there was a piece of tin out there that blown off of a barn. And I bent it, and I made handles for it, and I would flap that and run. And actually, I didn't get off the ground. But they didn't have all these wonderful things when I was young, and they do now. So let's see what the cards tell us. The first card is a happy family, and that's what he comes from. They're a happy family, and they are giving him a chance. I shuffle the cards, and then I go down so many cards and put them to the back, so they get double shuffled. The next one is strength. Yes, this is for the parents, and it says you're going to have strength. If you let your son do this, you're going to have to bear down and pull up that strength and not just fall apart every time they fly into the air, if they do, if that's what it tells you to do. This says new times are coming. This is Ace of Wands, and it's a new day. And so it's keeping it open so far. Hasn't told us one way or the other. Everything is telling us what's going on. This is balance, and what it's telling us is there comes a time when you have to balance out and you have to let the child go. You can't protect them forever. There are parents who want to do that, and I know my parents felt that way. And when I finally graduated, they were still telling me what to do. I said, you know, I've done everything you wanted me to up to this point. Can you please let me make some mistakes? Now, the mistake here might be falling out of the sky, so I understand this is more serious. Okay, let's see what the card says. This one is the Chariot. And there is a black Sphinx and a white Sphinx, and they're going to pull in two different directions. And this is a family right now. They're pulling two different directions. The husband is a little bit more liberal. But then she gets to tell him he's going to fall, and he gets to thinking about it and thinking, well, it could, you know, and there's a lot of things that could happen to us, you know. We could walk out in in the backyard, and a piece of debris from the sky could fall on our heads too. A lot of things can happen. You can't live in fear. But this is showing, pulling two different directions, which way are we going to go. The next one is, don't rush in. It says, the Knight of Swords. Don't rush in. And he's rushing in and cut through all of this. I'm thinking that what this is telling us so far is maybe to go to the school that he's going to go to. He's going to go to this school and learn to fly, and he'll learn about repairing the paramotor that is on him, and and how to do this. And they start off slow. And go watch him. Let him get some training, and watch him and see if it's thorough. And I think if he's learning, that he'll do well. If you've got a good teacher, and you're seeing what he's doing. This one is the Queen of Pentacles. And yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money, and yes, he has already put the money back. He's made this money, and he's put the money back to pay for the paramotor. And you know, those things are high. I don't know if you knew it or not, but I understand they're 10,000 or more. The one he's wanting is, anyway. But we want him to have a good one, don't we? The next one is Justice. And this is telling us you've got to be fair with him. This is something that he really likes and he thinks he wants to do. And, oh goodness, let's see. This is, who's going to win this war? This person has won 2 battles against 2 people, and I think this is telling us about what he's wanting to do. That he's winning you, he's wearing you down, Mom and Dad. Let's see what else they've got to tell us. The next one is celebration, and it's a man and a woman celebrating. Now that suggests that whatever it is, Mom and Dad are going to finally go along with it. If they do this, they're going to agree, and they're going to be happy about it. And let's see the next card. This is the last one. The next one is a mystery. And I think what this is telling us is that there is a mystery. And you don't know enough about this. I don't know if the parents have watched many of the YouTubes on it, but boy, you go on YouTube and there are so many YouTubes about this flying. And I'm just totally fascinated with it. And I know that I wanted to fly when I was just a little kid. But I just thought, all I thought about was just having wings that you flop back and forth. Of course, the wind kind of cut it, and later my dad said it's a wonder that piece of tin had swung around and cut your head off. But he didn't stop me. I noticed that I got to run with that. And I would just flap those wings, and I swore that I got off the ground, but I don't think I really did. I think the wind kind of toppled me over. But I wanted to fly so badly. So I understand this. What this is telling us is that we're going to have strength. It's a happy family now. They love their son, and if you love him, folks, you're going to balance this out, and I think you're going to go to the school. It's a mystery right now to you of how this works, and I think they can help you. And I'm sure they deal with lots of parents who are nervous about their children doing this. And there are girls that are doing this too, and they're just as good as the boys, I tell you. That is a wonderful thing. And I can tell you, if I told a friend, I said, you know, it's a good thing they didn't have this when I was a little kid, because I would have yelled and yelled and yelled until they got me one. And I probably wouldn't have, at that time, wouldn't have had training. But now they have excellent training. They show you what to do. And, you know, if your motor stops up there, you can still, that thing glides down and the wing. And boy, that can take you down and ease you down to the ground. And you also, if you should be falling, I understand that you have a parachute. And you can pull that parachute. And I noticed that one of the men that was doing it, one of the young men, looks like he's in his 20s, and he said, keep away from the water. He said, if your paramotor goes down in a water, like a river or something, that will sink, and if you can't get out of it, it'll sink with you. boy, my heart stopped when I watched that and that section. But I know that I'd have yelled and yelled till I got one. Although I used to yell a lot for different things when I was a kid, and I never did get them. I was an only child, and they said, well, we don't want people to think that you're spoiled. Oh, well, no. They just want to have their way. But you know they did finally let me do some things that they considered kind of dangerous. Not real dangerous, not like flying up above the clouds. But I have watched this, and I think I would just love it if I were young. And I see these kids. Some of them will fly from, I think they're in New Jersey, this one young man that I watched. And he is so good. And he and his friends flew down and to McDonald's and landed in this parking lot next to McDonald's and went over and ate McDonald's. And they said that they didn't really think McDonald's food was always the healthiest, but it was fun to do that. And then they bought their food, went back up in there, and ate it up above the clouds. Now, isn't that wonderful? It's wonderful what young people have now. All these different games, electronic games, and computers. I didn't think I would learn about a computer, and I tell you, I'm the biggest nut there is about wanting more things about computer and learning about them. And I'm not real smart on them, but I can do so many things I didn't think I could do. So this is saying, let him have his way. Go to school. It's a mystery to you now. That's why you fear it. Go to school with him. Make an appointment and let them talk to you and show you. And they can take him up for a ride, and they can take you all up for a ride. And maybe that would be good if they, the person that has one of these carts and you sit in the front of it, and they take you up in the air, and maybe that would help. I think I'd do pretty good if they didn't go above the clouds, but I don't want to go real high, which, but I would hope I'd get over that. It's a wonderful sport, and there are people, yes, that get killed in it, but there's most, think about it, playing football, sometimes there's an injury, and it's part of growing up. And this young man has saved his money. He has, goodness, for a young person, 18, to have put back $10,000, this is really a good dream. He's not wanting a car, and he doesn't have a car. He's wanting this paramotor. So give it a try, and be sweet to him, and learn about this. That's the key, I think, to help you. Learn about it. Okay, thank you. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And if you'd like to make a comment on anything and give me ideas, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.